So for the baby to go out, the upper segment has to contract and the lower segment has to retract. See, this is how. Now, if this is the way the contraction is happening, then the baby will be pushed down and out. So upper contracts, lower retracts. I did not say relax. Upper segment contracts, lower segment is passive. So upper will contract, lower will retract. Then only the baby moves forwards. For the baby to move forward, there has to be a lower segment. And for the baby to move forward, this lower segment has to form. That lower segment, look at the cervix. Somewhere here is the isthmus, and that becomes the lower segment. Alright? So this is the importance of the isthmus. Anatomically, I can just write and go away. Now you will never forget. Isthmus is so important that is required in the labor also. So this lower segment becomes the part which is retracting in labor. So I will write that for you, what I taught you. Upper segment contracts. Upper segment, I'll write big, contracts. And lower segment retracts. If I want to do a cesarean section, to take the baby out, I will do it in the, have you heard of the full form of the cesarean section? It is known as lower segment cesarean section, LSCS. सुना है ना? Where is that lower segment? यहाँ पे incision होता है, this is that area. Lower segment is also the place where we do the cesarean sections. Okay? So lower segment cesarean section, alright? And that lower segment is because of the isthmus. Clear? Chalo. I hope you got all of that information. One part of the class is that you should understand the anatomy a little bit. Now we'll discuss about the fallopian tube a little. This fallopian tube is having a ciliated columnar epithelium we discussed. Now which is the narrowest part and the narrow part? The narrow part of the fallopian tube. Narrow part of the tube is the isthmus. But the narrowest, interstitium. Interstitium is the narrowest part, the part within the muscle. This is narrowest. Your guidebooks are saying it wrong. They say that the isthmus is the narrowest part. No, isthmus is just narrow, but not the narrowest part. Alright? Narrowest part is the interstitium. And this fallopian tube, length of the fallopian tube is around 7 to 12 centimeters. What is the widest part? The widest part is the ampulla. It is the site for fertilization. Good. So short form I have written fertilization. What is that disturbance? Okay, now let us get into the intricate stuff now. That was simple part. Let's get into the tough parts. Uterus, cervix, vagina, fallopian tube, ovary, follicle, oocyte. This is the ovary. Ovary has a follicle, and follicle makes an egg every month. Egg is known as a ovum. Ovum is also known as oocyte. So this follicle is formed every month, and this follicle has some fluid in it. This is a mature follicle. Why am I saying this mature? Because ovary has numerous immature, very small primordial follicles. Primordial follicles. These are the immature follicles in the stroma of the ovary, in the tissue of ovary. Stroma, tissue. So in the tissue of the ovary, there are a lot of immature small follicles. These are called the primordial follicles. The primordial follicles is a favorite MCQ again, because primordial follicles are how many? Primordial follicles. They are around 6 to 7 million at 20 weeks of uterine life. 20 weeks of uterine life. When the woman is pregnant with this baby, this girl, when this girl is inside her mother in the uterus, that's the time when the follicles are maximum number. What is that time? It is that time of 6 to 7 million at 20 weeks. WK I've written, 20 WK. Okay, those who are not used to my short forms, I'm sorry. 20 weeks WK. So 6 to 7 million at 20 weeks of intrauterine life, and then it becomes around 1 to 2 million at birth, and then 3 to 4 lakhs at puberty. Look, प्राइमोर्डियल फॉलिकल के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं. प्राइमोर्डियल फॉलिकल की स्टोरी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. How many primordial follicles does a woman have? Actually, she has maximum follicles when she was in the mother, in the uterine life. She has the maximum number of follicles. How many are this maximum number of follicles? These are around 6 to 7 million. उसके बाद it is only reducing. It's always reducing after that. In fact, when she's born, she's got only 1 to 2 million at puberty. What do you mean by puberty, man? Huh? Boys, what do you mean by puberty? Puberty का मतलब क्या है? क्या समझते प्यूबर्टी से? बैठो और बैठो यार, बैठो. मेरी क्लास में आराम से बैठ के बात करो. जब लड़की जवान हो जाती है, तो जवानी, तुम्हारी जवानी कैसे फूटती है हमें पता है. लड़कियों की जवानी अंडों में फूटती है. तेरे से बाद में पूछूंगा तेरी जवानी में क्या होता है. तो जब लड़का जवान हो जाता है वो स्पर्म्स बनाता है. लड़की जब जवान हो जाती है वो अंडे बनाती है. अब ये अंडे कितने बनते हैं? हाउ मेनी एग्स इन अ वुमन्स लाइफ एवरी मंथ? 4? तो कजाकिस्तान में ज्यादा अंडे बनते हैं. 4 कहां से बनते हैं यार? हाउ मेनी एग्स इन अ मंथ? If she's got 1 egg, that's why if she has a sexual intercourse, she will make 1 baby, isn't it? तभी एक बच्चा बनता है. कभी गलती से 2 अंडे बन जाते हैं तो ट्विंस हो जाता है कि नहीं? बड़ा सिंपल है. ट्विंस क्यों होते हैं? क्योंकि 2 अंडे हो गए थे भाई. स्पर्म्स तो बहुत ज्यादा होते हैं. तो स्पर्म्स बहुत ज्यादा होते हैं, उसकी वजह से अंडे जितने भी होंगे वो फर्टिलाइज हो जाएंगे. तो सिस्टम ये है कि औरतें बनाती एक अंडा है. एक अंडा बोल दो, या यू कॉल इट एन एग और यू कॉल इट अ oocyte or an ovum, it means the same. So how many eggs in a woman's life every month? 1. Okay. So puberty से खेल शुरू होता है. She's 12 years. At 12 years, 1 egg is released. To make that 1 egg, every month 1,000 get utilized. 1,000 का सिलेक्शन होगा. आ जाओ, ये सारे 1,000 आ जाओ. चलो इधर आ जाओ, साइड में आओ. चलो, कितने हैं पूरे कमरे में? 4 लाख लोग हैं. 4 लाख में से 1,000, चलो इधर आ जाओ. 1,000 में से बेस्ट एक है तो तुम्हें ओवलेट करेंगे, बाकी सब भाग जाओ. तो इन लोगों के घर से तो बाहर निकाल दिया और ठंड में छोड़ दिया, मर गए. 1 out of you will be selected. Obviously only 1 of you can be the topper of the Kyrgyzstan university, isn't it? So 1,000 out. Out of that, how many utilized to make the dominant follicle, mature follicle? 1 follicle. Follicle क्या होता है? वो घर है जिसके अंदर अंडा बनता है. It is that bag. Follicle is that water bag. It gives nutrition to the egg. So yes, again, एक ओवरी में देखिए आप, एक ओवरी है, so many primary follicles, उसमें ये छोटे 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 बहुत सारे primary follicle हैं, उसमें से एक follicle बड़ा हो जाता है, and that big follicle has got one egg, and that one egg will ovulate. So yes, when does this start? It starts at the time of puberty. So puberty is when we say that the woman is now sexually mature. So wait a minute.